Let's see. Am I live? I'm live. Welcome to Serena's Playbook, a live stream, a midweek live stream. Well, it's quite early on in the week. It's Tuesday. I'm Serena and I'm here to help you level up your strategic thinking. I'm going to be adding this live stream to the Business Hours playlist, and I have multiple playlists. So that you can browse according to what your need is. It's so exciting. Let me tell you why. I'm just setting up the live. It's so exciting that there are new subs coming through because it just feels like I'm making an impact, and that, when you're in that sort of teaching space, as I consider myself to be, you end up getting that kind of high from when you're sharing any kind of teaching, guidance, advice with a room full of students, and it's just benefiting them. You see it in real time. And I guess the equivalent of that for YouTube is I'm seeing the views, the metrics in the background. It's a little bit quiet in the comment section because it's a new channel. And I'm sure if you're an entrepreneur, a creator, and you're facing challenges, then you might not want to out yourself in the comments, but that's cool. That's fine. You can out yourself in other ways. Definitely come through to the site. You're signing up for my newsletter. That's awesome. Do that. And there's other links available as well. So this business hours that I want to talk about is this dilemma that a lot of us face, that I know so many of my clients have faced in the past. And that is, nobody knows what I do. Perhaps what you actually do is a little bit complex to categorize or to explain, to put into a nice, simple description. And I remember when I was first writing brand stories for coaches and entrepreneurs, and this was really interesting. It was way before Chat GPT, when you could like put stuff in to some AI and it would turn some copy out for you. And even then, you're going to have to tweak it. Even then, you're going to have to make it more creative and tailor it to you, just so it has your voice, right? So I remember when I used to work with clients who were entrepreneurs, and they were coaches within the business and personal development space, and they used to want to have a description for what they do and what they offer to include the transformation that they're looking to get. And so I would sit with them and listen for what sometimes felt like hours, and I loved it. And they always said it felt like therapy at the end of it. And I would extract keywords, key ideas, in order to construct a kind of a transformation statement, if you like. Um, because without knowing what you're looking to achieve for others, people can't quite place you. And I've had to do this for myself because I do multiple things as well. And if you don't do this clearly and with clarity, then you can lack a clear brand story. And it just means that, there's a risk of people just scrolling past or basically misunderstanding what value you have to bring. And then that lack of clarity can then reflect itself in inconsistent bios, in any messaging that you put out there, or your tone across platforms. And when that kind of creates confusion, then there's going to be a disconnect, and then people won't be able to get you. Because if you're offering and your transformation isn't so simple and easy and quick to fit into one line, that's fine, because how you engage online, how you produce online, how you publish online or offline, will tell the story. It will reflect what you're about. And so if that's inconsistent, that's harder to fix, because it's not like it's just a one-line bio. So if people can't easily explain you to others, they won't. And then that also harms your word of mouth growth. So I was having a conversation with a few people. It was kind of networky. It was exhausting, if I'm honest. And I wasn't quite sure how to describe what I do. And I mainly went with communications consulting. And then the more they were asking me questions, the more came out. But that was because they were interested. And so they wanted to know about my work on my media literacy channel. They wanted to know about my life as a creative and an artist. They wanted to know about my postgrad experience, my postgrad study, my master's in science in systems thinking, and how that's leveling up my strategic thinking, and all those things. They wanted to know those things because they were curious. But that was a generous audience. That was an audience that had already bought into me, and so they were quite happy to get all that detail. What happens when you can't, when it's more of a cold call? And if you're multi-passionate, what do you do then? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about being multi-passionate and trying to figure out how to communicate what you do so that people can understand what you're about. So I like to, first and foremost, do an exercise where I will map out, and you could do this right now if you like, on a piece of paper, map out everything that you do, like a spider diagram, just like a mind map. You don't have to think about it being a cycle, you don't have to connect anything, just put everything out there. And then once you've done that, so whether it's blogging, sewing, riding your skateboard, you don't ride your skateboard, do you? Yes, you do. Um, horse riding, farming, planting things, gardening, painting, graffiti, car fixing, mechanic work, plumbing. And then you want to look for any themes. Now, immediately when you're doing that, you might see, oh, there's a theme of me fixing stuff. There's a theme of me analyzing stuff. There's a theme of me looking to cultivate stuff. Oh, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, you know, the person doing each one of those activities and things has this drive about them. So, what's the drive that you have when you do each of those things? What's the quality? Is it leadership? Is it teaching, imparting wisdom? Is it sowing seeds, quite literally? Is it being in the outdoors and connecting with nature? So, there'll be multiple things. For me, I realized, it's all about thinking. It's all about thinking. It's all about analysis. It's about extracting value, and it's about communicating. So I got it. I completely got it for me when I started doing it, because I thought, okay, I've been in communications for a long time. Yes, I'm an artist and creative. But at the same time, what occupies me daily is thought patterns, critical thinking, critical analysis, research, extracting ideas, reading between the lines. And I'm able to flow quite easily with those things. And when I look at my sort of artist creative side, that's literally just, it's so free flowing. It's just, I'm in the moment, I'm very present. But what I do when I'm doing those things is being very present in the moment. But equally so when I'm doing any kind of critical analysis work, I feel the same presence. So it's about being very much in the present moment and having clarity. And even just as I'm talking to you and talking through my process, I got to a little bit more refinement and clarity about what I do. Do you see the power of reflecting? The power of reflexivity is just asking yourself questions and having regular conversations. Having regular conversations is a fantastic thing to do, because it's like you're always topping up. It's like, why would we imagine that after a day or two of figuring it out, whatever the brand story is, whatever the narrative is, that it's done? Like, as a human, as a personality, or with relationships, are you ever satisfied with as it is, when it is, in that moment, and that's it for the rest of its life cycle? No. So why would you expect the same with your brand? Why wouldn't you expect there to be an evolution? Why wouldn't you iterate? Why wouldn't you return, revisit? These things are really important and they work because when you do revisit things, when you revisit your bio, when you think a little bit more about your process and ask yourself these questions and reflect, each time you do it, you will come across something new, something different. And that's excellent because you're peeling back the layers. You're getting a bit more depth in how you're going to describe your offering and what value you bring. So imagining that you would just get it right first time, which you might, but then that's it forever, is unrealistic. When we are trying to articulate our offering and what we do so well, because you do it so well, that is something that is involving active your active expertise, and your expertise is always changing. You're always fine tuning it, you're always growing, you're always improving. So you want to capture all of those things. It's really, really crucial that you give yourself that time, whether it's monthly or weekly, to reflect and to revisit and refine. It should be completely okay. That doesn't mean that you didn't get it right when you first did the exercise. It means that you're doing the thing that we should all be doing much more, is and that is just, coming back to the drawing board, doing a little bit of reflection. So when no one knows what you actually do, here's a question: do you know what you do? And are you clear on that? And if it's not that clear, are you at least making the effort to do some reflection? Because then what you don't want to be is, you don't want to be invisible to the right people. You want to be visible to the people that you're looking to help. And once you figure out the language and you can articulate what you do and why you do it and who it's for, then you can put that into your bio, your speaker profile, your media kit. And my media kit, my toolkit, is discussed in my 5 days of PR, which is this week. So if you're watching this live stream, just letting you know, this week is PR week. 5 days of PR, and I'm talking about how to do your own PR for this entire week. So on the day that I'm streaming, it's day 2. Duh. So you go check it out. The playlist is available. The videos are dropping every day. It's awesome. I think you're awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Build smarter, build stronger. Think about your story and prepare to just be in a position where you can have the brand armor that you need to protect your reputation and to face any new issue or trend that can impact your brand and business. I'm here. You can sign up at my site, subscribe for sure if you haven't already. Smash that like. Let me know in the comment section if you know very clearly what you do, how you arrived at that clarity, how you articulated that. I'm really curious to hear back from you. And look out for more tutorials, look out for more videos. This is business hours. There will be a daily video this entire week for my 5 days of PR. So I hope you enjoy that. And I will see you in the next one. Take care and hear from you soon.